Well, welcome back. At this point, we are going to get into our photos. So I have pressed the round home button, so I'm back to my home screen. I'm going to be looking at the icons along the bottom of my iPad, and I notice that one of them looks a bit like a color wheel. I'm going to click on that, and it will pull my photos up. Your O'Keeffe image should come up, and what we're going to be doing is using some tools to grid it, to divide it up into 2 parts vertically and 2 parts horizontally. So let's get started. In the upper right corner, it says Edit. Please press the Edit button. And now these buttons off to the right, you may recognize. They're very similar to the buttons you will see on a cell phone. We're not using any of those today. Over on the left, I have a button here that has kind of some gridded lines already. I'm going to be pressing this bottom button. Okay, now up at the very top right, I have a button that says Revert, and then next to it looks like a little pencil icon. I'd like you to click the pencil icon. This is the markup tool. And now I'm going to get down low here with my camera so that you can see our options. Okay, down here we have a black pen. We're going to be using that. Some pencils, some erasers. I have no idea what that does. It looks awesome. Maybe a smudging tool. And then the ruler. At this time, please click the ruler. And voila, a ruler appears. This is so cool. I used to have kids do this just by hand with paper, and you'd always wonder, am I getting my line straight? Well, yeah, we're going to get our line straight. Now, this ruler, if you touch it, you can move it side to side. Okay, but I'm pretty sure it popped up right there in the middle for me, so that's pretty nice. Now I'm going to grab my pencil icon, and I have some choices. I want to see it, so I'm going to make it as big as I can, and then I'm going to take my finger to the left side of this ruler, and I'm going to start to draw a line that divides my paper. Okay, so now as I move my ruler across, you can see, ooh, it's divided in half. Hooray! Now I'm going to take my ruler and put my thumb and finger on it. This is going to be amazing for math class. Look at that. Ooh, a 45-degree angle. Well, we want to keep going until it's a 0 or 90-degree angle from here. Okay, and then I would like for you to please try to find halfway down your picture. That may be kind of a guess. Okay, so halfway down, and you're going to use your pen tool again, or pencil tool, and we're going to divide it in half. And at this point, I think I'm done, so I'm going to hit the word done, and I'm going to hit it again. Done. So now when I click on my picture, boom, it is, well, can't quite see it for you. There we go. It is gridded into 4 equal parts. And at this time, what you're going to do is pause this video, and you're going to go get the large sheet of paper from the teacher. Please pause at this time. So here's the next step of taking this small picture and enlarging it using grid drawing. My lines are going to be darker because I want you to be able to see them. But chances are you may need to erase, so I would encourage you to keep your lines drawn lightly. So your first decision is this a vertical composition? Does it go up and down? Or is it a horizontal composition? Is it wider on the page, left and right? So I think I'm going to say my photograph is a vertical composition. So right now my paper doesn't match that. So I'm going to be turning my paper vertically so it matches the picture I'm trying to recreate. My next step is I'm going to break down my 4 quadrants, my 4 groups, and just concentrate on those smaller areas. I'm doing this so that I don't get overwhelmed by having to draw the whole thing at one time, but I'm also doing it so that I can just concentrate on a small amount and really focus on where these lines are. So I'm going to be starting in the upper left corner. You don't have to start there. You start where you want to. But I want to guide you through the thinking process. So I have here my upper left corner that I'm going to be drawing in. And I really only want to focus on the upper left part of my iPad. Now, if it's still overwhelming, what I could do is just take a piece of paper and hide the part I don't want to look at. Now I'm going to be making some observations. I'm going to be looking at where are things happening. Okay, so I usually start in the center. Is anything happening up here? No. Is anything happening over here? No, but a little bit further down than halfway, I have a little blue line starting. So I would identify where halfway down is, go a little bit further down, and sketch a bit of an angled line. This will eventually become that. Then I'm going to look again at halfway. Is anything happening here halfway? Well, I kind of have a curve started here. I don't know what happens to it. And then, is anything happening here about halfway? No, but a little bit further down, there's this, and it comes in. So I have a few things started, but then I need to add to it. So I'm going to look here at this corner and say, well, a little bit further in, there's this big bump that continues with that curve I already drew. And then what happens? Well, it connects to the other line I already drew. Now, are you going to get this perfect? Probably not. You're not Georgia O'Keeffe, nor are you a professional artist, but you're trying your best, and that's all we're asking. So at this point, I'm going to pause the video. I'll unpause it to show you my work as I finish each quadrant, but we're pretty much done. You're going to be using grid drawing and observations, and your eraser likely, to create a larger scale of the O'Keeffe image. Good luck, be patient with yourself, and make some great observations. So here's the first quadrant, and the second quadrant, and the third quadrant. Remember to draw lightly. I couldn't because you needed to see, but it's very difficult to erase if you don't. Keep going, you can do it. And I did it, I finished. Your last step is to turn it over and write your name and class code on the back, either green 2 or white 2. Congratulations, and I'll see you next time.